Okay, so this is a tutorial on a dialogue system, similar to a showcase I made a couple days ago. Internally, this one's completely the same, or fairly the same, but this one doesn't have the visual effects like the one I showcased a couple days ago. But it still looks fine, and it's barely any different, just not as visually nice. So I'll showcase it now. So each one will highlight depending on whichever one you're currently close to, so you know which one you're going to talk to. Then you talk, and each one has their own responses and dialogue. So say goodbye, it closes. You can't move around when you're in the dialogue. Tell me about the shop. Have a good to know, buy or open shop. And if I were to open the shop, this is a function, so you just hook up the enable the GUI here and open the shop. Otherwise, the other responses. So each one's different. So this is I don't sell potions, blah blah blah. I sell potions, and then this guy you can't actually even speak to because I didn't make dialogue for this guy. So see, no dialogue. So I'll get to the tutorial part. Okay, so to get started, we need to make a two screen GUIs. So the first one is the actual dialogue GUI, which is like the box on the screen when you talk to someone, and the second one is the just e to talk little label that pops up. Just need a text label. Gonna make the anchor point 0.5, and then position 0.5, but on the Y I'm gonna do 0.8, and I'm gonna make the background transparent, and then the text you can do any font, whatever size, whatever you want. I'm just gonna do fundamental, and then E to talk. Gonna make it white. Gonna make it like 24. That's probably fine. And make the text stroke 0.5 transparency. So this is what the little pop-up we'll see on the screen. We'll get that coded in like straight away because that's fairly easy. So we're gonna add a local script into starter character scripts. Name it anything you want. What else do we need? I'm gonna disable this. Add local duplicated storage, local layer. I was doing it. We don't need camera. Okay, we need these. I'm going to separate this real quick. Okay, you need these. You need collection service. For me, yeah. Service. I need the root and the humanoid. There we go. So we've got them done quickly. We also actually need the NPCs. So I'm just gonna make an NPCs folder and create a NPC. Gonna make this subject 20. Gonna name it just Bob again, and put it in there, and give it the tag. For each NPC you need to give it the tag like on the actual model of the entire NPC. Add a NPC tag. Yeah, that's done. So now we need to make a table for the NPCs that we have when we load in. So for NPC, which will be a model. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna use the collection service and get all the tagged parts or instances in the workspace with NPC. which are of course like the NPCs that we just did. So get tagged NPC do, and yeah, we're gonna put the NPC into this table that we just made. So I can show you that. So we're gonna run. As you can see, the NPC Bob is now in that table that we just made. Okay, so now we're going need the player GUI. Not any of that. We need e2talk. e2talk is player GUI e2talk. e2talk. Yep. Okay. We also need the dialog GUI, which we haven't made yet, but dialog GUI. Okay. Just on the script, I'm gonna ensure that e2talk is disabled. Okay, so now we need the run service. .heartbeat connect function. We don't need delta time. Yeah, we're gonna start getting. Jesus. Okay. We're gonna get the closest NPC to us. So we're gonna add a minimum distance. Local minimum distance equals 5. We need to check that first. So if distance type is smaller than minimum distance, then and then put this in here. Then I'll just show print closest NPC .name. Actually, that might be nil. So basically, what this whole thing does is just find the NPC closest to you in the minimum range. So it just gets the distance between your root part and the NPC's root part, the magnitude, and then if that distance is minimum, is in the minimum range, and if the distance is smaller than this, which it will be, like every time, then it's going to set that to the closest NPC, and it's going to run again on the next NPC. Of course, we only have one, so this isn't a very good example, but it's then going to run on the next one and see if the next one is even closer than the one it just made the closest, if that makes sense. So it's going to keep running and running until it finds the very, very closest one. And then it will come out this loop, and then we'll be able to do whatever. So there we go. I'll show you that. It's going to be nil until we're in the 5-star range. Now it's Bob. It's printing Bob because we're close to Bob. If I had another one like right here, then it'll be Bob here, and then if I edge closer, and as soon as the distance between me and Bob is further than the distance between me and this other NPC, then it will start printing this other NPC. So I probably over-explained that, but it's probably better than under-explaining it. Then once we have the closest NPC, we're gonna enable it. Not gonna do it. And once we have the closest NPC, so if we have one and it's not nil, then we're gonna enable e2talk to showcase that they can speak now. Otherwise disable e2talk. So show that real quick. I'm close. Oh yeah, there we go. So it pops up when I'm close enough. Okay, so now we're gonna need to do the actual dialogue part. So I haven't actually made the GUI for it yet. So let me just do the things before that, which is local function start dialog, and then the same one, end dialog, and this is the actual dialog. Whoops. We need the user input service dot input began connect function input. Can process event. Turn in. Yep. Okay. We don't need that bit. So press E. It's going to start a dialog. Then began talking to pass in the NPC. Done in. So start dialog. We need to do the local current NPC. So this is the currently the closest one we have. So current NPC, yeah. Current NPC equals closest NPC, and then set it back to nil. We could actually just make this variable global, but we're going to do it this way. So make sure we have a current NPC, and it's going to give into here. So now when we try and talk to him, again, try and talk to Bob. Okay, we need to make the GUI. So I just need a frame, holder. I'm gonna make it and I'm gonna speed it up, but you can see what I'm doing. Alright, okay, so I've made the GUI. So it's fairly simple. What we have is the holder, which is this box, and inside you have a responses box, which is like just below here. With it you have a UI list layouts. I'll just scroll through so you can see the properties. This bit's the more important part, and this bit is typing. Do you want the fill direction horizontal? That should be left anyway, I think. Yeah. And then change this one to fill. And then make the padding like 5. The padding is just like when you make another one, this little gap. So if you want the padding to be higher, you can do that, or lower. But basically what this fill thing does is when you paste lots, it will resize and position them automatically, which is really good. Inside a template, I just have a stroke, which is just like the outline for it. That's not necessary. Then I'll close this. Then the dialog is just this box, and the speaker is just this box up here, and the shadow is just shadow. Okay, so now we have that bit. We can disable it. Go back to our client script. We have it here. We need to get the holder. Okay, it does it for me. Yep. Holder. Actually, we don't need this. We need holder though. So when we start talking, we're going to need to do, enable each talk, or disable it, sorry, and holder dot enable, not enabled, sorry, dialogue dot enabled. Dialogue equal true. Just gonna change that to that, to that, to that. We don't have end dialogue hooked up to anything yet, because that will be hooked up to the by response. So we're gonna test this. We'll see. It will open this. We can't close it yet, but don't know. Hello. Believe that's because I was pressing E. It's because I'm not resetting it. We need to do current start dialog. We need to do if current, then I won't get that error anymore. Okay. We also need to add local active NPC. Local no. Once we start a dialog, active will be true. That'll be false. Okay. So now we need to do local local function set up dialog with the NPC. So if NPC, or if, okay, let's do dialog. There's one more thing we have to do, sorry. Replicate storage, make a module script for the dialog. We can just return a table, and then this is where your stuff will go, your dialog will go. So we have Bob here, and we need to name this one Bob because this will be Bob's dialog. Bob, this is his first text. Oh, no, sorry. I want to have a start function, not function. Have a start. So this will be called at the start of each, every time you talk to him. So this will be like the base dialog. So we'll do that. So setup dialog. This will have, we need to clear the current responses that we have. So for, I need to stop accepting what it gives me every time. For each Windows dialog, local responses equals dialog virtual responses, I think. Folder responses. Folder responses. Responses to get children. Just do V. I don't know. Yeah. If the text button, then we're going to store it. But also if the and the name doesn't equal template, because we don't want to delete this initial one. So we're going to destroy each response, and then we're going to local dialog. Oh no, sorry. Here we need to do setup. What am I doing? Local dialog. Up here we need to get the script we just. This is so unorganized. Oh my god. Local dialog equals replicate storage dot dialog. We need to require that. Oh. Okay, good enough. So that's this module. Then we go to set it up, dialog. Dialog. This is dialog module, because we have lots of dialog names. NPC. Yeah, .name. So set up. And then start. I believe. Yes. Okay. Dialog. No. So this will give us this. I'm just going to print it. I think it does, but I'm confusing myself. Text. Yeah, it does. Okay. Okay. So we're going to do the speaker, which is in holder dot speaker dot text equals the. Okay, we're not going to do that in this one. This is the dialog. Dialog.text equals dialog.text, which this is this. We're going to do the speaker part in this bit. In the start dialog, holder.speaker equals npc.name. So this now works. Not the responses, but it will show up. So Bob and hello, welcome to my shop. And now we'll get to the responses. How long is this video? 25 minutes, okay. I'll try and hurry up. Okay, for each response that we have, which we haven't made, here we're going to do responses equals a table, and each one's going to have the same as this, but it's also going to have something else. So text equals open shop, and then we're going to have another one named next, which is going to be like one of these. So you'll see. Next, just name it about. Okay. And then we'll have a not here, sorry. Here we'll have a about equals then like the same as all of this. So this follows like onto this. So if you had like another one, say this was called A. If you did this to A, then it will go here into this one and do whatever ones you want here. It's better if I like just like showcase it. Next. Or we're gonna have. So we're gonna go to the about, or here we're also going to have a by. And next, or not next, end con, or end equals true. No, true. Am I stupid? There you go. Same here. So this is about, so we'll just do I'm Bob. And then the response would just be good to know, and it'll go back to start. Actually, let's just remove by from that bit. So you can only say goodbye, or you can only end the conversation from the initial start point. So then do local response equals, yep, okay. And then I need to stop doing this. Dot text equals the response dot text response text. Yep. So like this is like this one, and on the next this is a loop, remember? So it'll create one response, which will be this one. Oh crap. And then the next response will display this. So the text, we just pair it in, and like, yep, okay. Fine. We're just gonna name it whatever the text is. It can't be the same name. Like you have to change the name. Otherwise they'll all be called template. And we're making sure it's not called template here. So this will now show all of them. They won't be, you won't be able to use them, but you'll see. See response. Oh, I didn't go back to response or template and make sure this one's not visible. Okay, do that again. So open shop and buy. Let's do the buy part. So then we're then going to do response dot mouse button. Is it going to do it? Yep. Kind of. If response, this response dot end, then we're going to end conversation. End dialog. I'm just going to make this global. Might as well do the same for this. Which is all hooked up. So we can literally, that works now. So the buy, which has end equals true, which we are checking for, which I'm stupid for some reason. With connect, mouse button, one click, response, response. Oh my god. Okay, that's confusing. I'm gonna name this clone. There we go. So that's clone. Okay. Sorry if that confused you. This one is the actual button, and this is the response, like table. So this is this bit. So if the response.end, which it is, on buy, so when we click buy, it has end equals true, which we're checking for, so it's going to end the dialog. Okay, it is looking over working. If response, let's make sure dialog enabled. Ooh, I'm making that. There we go. Okay, see, that works. So let's get to this part. So if it is end, then it will stop. Okay, so if, yeah, next. If we have the next, which we do, next, this is the next dialog. So we're going to do this again, this whole function again, with the next one. So the next one is about, so now we're going into this one, which is I'm Bob, text is good to know. Then when you press the next one on this one, it'll go back to here with these options. Buy, open shop, doesn't work. .name 51 active NPC. Active NPC equals NPC. That's my bad. Open shop. I'm Bob. Good to know. Comes back to here. Goodbye. Okay, so that bit works. Now, for the open shop part, I'm just going to name this about. I'm going to add another one actually called open shop. You can name it whatever you want because it's only going to go to whichever one you want, you name it to. So, for example, A, and delete this entire table and make it a function. Yeah, so we're going to make A equal a function. There we go. Like that. So on this function, we're just going to print open shop. But for you, you may have like a UI manager module, and you'll just do like, I don't know, UI manager dot open and then like shop or something. I'm not sure. So this will enable your shop GUI and close the dialog and whatnot. So up here we're going to do sub dialog. Next, if dialog, if where's my brain? If type of dialog, this dialog equal to a function then return, we're going to call the function, and then we'll stop any of this. We're also going to end the dialog. Right, I believe that is everything. Okay, we go up to Bob, we press E, we say goodbye, press E, go about, and Bob, good to know. Comes back to this, open shop, and it goes to this function, and it calls this function, which was print open shop. Right, so that's everything. I'll just quickly show you how easy it is to add another NPC, because it's basically a framework. So I just copy and pasted John. Oh, I just copy and pasted this. Named it John. I just added John to a bunch of bits just so you can see the difference. Then name it John. Make sure it has this NPC tag, and then I'm gonna play. And we'll go out to John. John, good to know, John, blah blah blah. And then we'll go to this and it's back to normal. So yeah, I believe that's everything. If I could do the highlight real quick, local highlight equals, is it going to do it for me, please? Thank you. Outline color. Yeah, good enough. Make it null. Then when we're close to one, here, highlight that parent equals closest NPC, and then we're just gonna get rid of it again, back to nil. So that's how easy the highlight bit is. There we go. Right, yeah. So that's a dialog system. Hopefully you learned something from this. Let me know any feedback, and yeah.